Thanks. Any other reason why you joined this course?
No, sir. Just wanted to find out more about it.
Dhruv Yadav? Dhruv Yadav?
Yes, sir.
Why you joined this course?
So nowadays, cloud computing is very popular, mainly due to this COVID-19, because everyone is working from home. So all the data is saved in cloud. So I just wanted to know more about it.
Yes. Divyansh Jain, Divyanshu Bansal.
Yes, sir. So I also want to say the same thing only that I have interest in cloud computing course, so that's why only I joined this course.
Yes. Divyanshu Bansal.
So as we all have heard about AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, so these are big fancy words. So I have explored, like I want to learn more about them. So that's my motive.
Ehsan. Ehsan.
I want to learn a bit more about distributed computing, so I joined cloud computing course.
Ritvik. Uh, Ritvik. Hello, Ritvik. Kushagra.
Sir, as other people mentioned, I want to join. I've joined this course on cloud computing to learn more about what's functionalities of the cloud are there, what services it offers, and how it actually works. And as some people also said, I also wanted to learn more about distributed computing and how that plays into the cloud services.
So the good thing about this course is that it is uh, it is on top of operating system, computer network, and of course it is modern version of distributed computing. So with this course, you will also learn advanced topics of operating systems and computer networks. So we'll go to the next Manvi.
Yes, sir. As other people mentioned, I too have joined this course for exploring it at a length, for exploring cloud computing at a length, and I wanted to learn it. I haven't explored it before, so I wanted to learn this course.
Meghal, Meghal,
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, this is a very new topic for me. So I have also joined just for exploring and getting to know it, how it works and all.
yes, yes. And Naman.
Yes, sir. I too joined this course to learn more about cloud computing and its services, like how it stores the data online on the cloud storage, and that's why I joined.
Uh, so the most important part of the cloud computing are two things: services part and virtualization part. So both these things actually there are many goals like providing utilities for the customers, storing data, providing services. So all these things will cover on all these topics in cloud computing. Then Namit Bhandari.
Sir, I joined this course to explore cloud computing more and more as this is very popular nowadays.
And Prakharsh Sharma.
So I joined this course to explore it and learn how this technology works.
Yes, and the technologies behind this is basically hypervisors for virtualization and web services for providing service-oriented architecture. So we'll look these two things in detail. Then Raj,
Yes, sir.
Raj, what what you intended to learn out of this course?
As it is a new technology in the market and it is growing very fast. That's why I want to learn about it.
Ramit?
Yes, sir. So, like in my second year, I worked with some Alexa skill set. At that time, I used the AWS service, Lambda service. So, I kind of wanted to learn more about, and I was also interested to learn that how the process or resource scheduling work at in the cloud computing as the EVM, different virtual hypervisors make virtual machines, and how these all things coordinate and resource scheduling kind of thing.
Yes. So this course is majorly related to service-oriented and cloud computing part. We'll see some part of hypervisors and scheduling part as well. And then Rishabh, Rishabh Jain, we'll move to next.
Hello, sir.
Rish,
Am I audible?
yes, now audible.
Yes, so sir, actually, I was saying I am not aware about the technical terms that are involved in this course, but actually, I like the cloud computing things that we see. Like, I don't know if I go wrong, I don't know, but the database things that are remotely connected, I think that is cloud kind of thing. So I am interested in those things, so I joined this.
And Rishika, Rishika, Sanyam Jain.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. So I was always curious about how things go behind the scenes in clouds, different clouds. So I was curious to know about all those things. That's why I joined this course.
Okay. Good. Then Shivansh.
Yes, sir. I don't have much knowledge about cloud computing, so through this course, I wish to explore more about it and gain some knowledge on this topic.
Then Shubham, Siddharth.
Sir, are you calling me?
Yes.
Sir, actually,
Siddhant.
yes, Siddhant. Yeah. Oh, yes, sir. So basically, sir, the fact that we can offload a lot of computing load to the cloud, like we can, like for example, stream games which were like playable only on PCs, which we can now stream onto our phones and play them remotely, and like offload such things. These concepts fascinate me. That's why I joined to learn more about it.
And Vaibhav.
Yeah, sir. Actually, I have heard about the technology a lot during these days. So I just wanted to explore this field. So I joined this course.
Hmm. Okay. So the link that I shared to all of you, I hope that you all have seen it. So these are the exact topics that we'll cover, and you'll see the link for the YouTube playlist. So you can go and see these videos if you want and study. And in the class, we'll talk more about these practicalities of these topics, and we'll discuss how these topics are being covered. Then there will be a project discussion, project part that we'll do, in which you have to form a team of 3 members. So please form a team of 3 members and let me know the name of the topic. So I'll share a Google form with all of you about the about that uh, project part that you have to mention. So you'll get exact topic and what you have to mention. So I hope that you will fill this form as soon as possible, because this will also cover 40% of your grading part. This is also important. And so I hope that you will take this form very seriously, because this form is so I'll share the form with all of you in the Google Classroom later on, and please fill that form with 3 members of your team and decide one topic out of it. First thing. Second thing is that mm, so you have to do some practical work in the project that you have to demonstrate through presentations and videos that you have to make, and you have to keep on discussing with me whenever we'll get time in lecture or something. That project part is something practical and very important for all of you. So whatever you do, you have to tell all of us. Means your team will explain that technology to all of us and how you did, so that it will be helpful for all of you. And this is the way we can learn and grow more and more. Then, so if we want to go for the first lecture series, like introduction to the cloud computing, which is the first part of our agenda, and we'll have some discussion on that. And so I'll share that screen to you. You can go to the slide share and watch this. I hope this is visible to all of you. So you can go and look into this slide share topic. So first of all, we'll start with introduction to the cloud computing and its overview. Then we'll see the cloud computing technologies, hardware, softwares, different clouds, risk, cloud services, application regulatory and issues. So the cloud introduction and overview. So we'll first discuss the definitions that was being proposed by the popular institute like National Institute of Standards and Technology (NIST). So it says that it enables some convenient, on-demand, and shared pool configuration of computing resources. What are the resources that it will help to be shared? It's network, servers, storage, applications, and services that can rapidly actually be provisioned and released with minimum management effort. Means they require very less efforts for management, and then service provider interactions are there. Thereafter, the second definition is that this large scale distributed computing paradigm that been driven economically and have the pool of abstractions. So there are various virtualizations, dynamic scalabilities are there, management of computing powers, storage and platforms are there. There are many services that can be delivered on demand and for the external customer over internet. So these are the two definitions. So I hope that you'll understand that it is above network, server, storage, and operating system. So a layer or level above all these resources, if you'll see, is actually cloud computing. So the cloud computing is basically derived from utility and grid computing. Clouds are basically public, private, and hybrid. So there are 3 types of clouds. I hope that you know about this much basic, that there are 3 types of cloud. So basically, the objective of this whole cloud computing is to create a group of scalable hardware and software that can be used by remote user via some services that can access some storage and some services. Then there are various infrastructure at the bottommost layer of the cloud computing platform are there, like operating systems are there, middleware systems are there, then development environments are there, testing environments are there. Thereafter, applications are there, which are actually related to the services part. Then whether cloud stands on existing technology. So the question is that cloud is nothing new. It's all things that were pre-existing. They are being combined together and they are being connected together, and then they made accessible to the users. Like for example, some hypervisors, virtualization, load balancings are there, and then VPN, SAN, SOA, web services, and many more technologies are being developed in cloud computing. Thereafter, then there's Larry Ellison, who said that it is being redefining and modifying the already existing content and using cloud computing for our advertisement purpose. So it's a hype word instead of actual technology. So there are existing technology which are being combined together and being said as cloud computing. So cloud computing is basically hype word, and it is for the marketing campaigning as said by Richard Stallman. It is hype word for marketing and it is for the business campaigning. Then what are the overviews? So I hope these things are clear to most of you guys till now. If there is any doubt, please ask, especially related to this slide or the definition part or layer part of the cloud computing, so that we'll have some discussion and interaction before we'll go further. Means these are the basic things in general history part. Hype word, actual technologies are different. Hypervisor is the technology. Virtualization is the technology. VPN, SAN are the technology. SOA, web services are the technologies. Then there are various layering part, infrastructure, then platform, and then application part. This is the definition same. They organized this text in better way, whatever we see in future. That network, server, storage, application, and services are all combined together.
So can you tell the difference between public, private, and
Yes, yes. So we'll discuss all these things in detail, but currently I'll tell you what is public. Public means the Google or Facebook that you can make, anyone can make account. And private means you have only your institute email ID, and institute will that service provider like Google provide some mailing system or some documentation system. Then there is hybrid means you have a cloud existing or in your institute, and then you will ask a big giant company for supporting that existing cloud externally. Means if there are many number of users, then the load will shift to the outside external company. I hope this is now clear to you.
fine, sir.
Okay. So any other question? We'll move to the next part overview that so we'll see very basics about why this cloud computing came up, why these resources are being needed for being done such an advanced way. So the cloud computing in computer science is basically analogous to some electrical grid or other electric networks. So the concepts are of converged infrastructure and shared services are the main topic. Then maximizing the effectiveness of shared resources is the objective of the cloud computing. Then resources are being shared with the multiple users. Then resources are dynamically relocated as per the demands. So resources are being dynamically relocated means they are being accessed by the many users or many persons. Efficient use of computing power like it's it is eco-friendly technology, less power, has better air conditioning, rack space, it has better rack space. Multiple users can work on the machine. Then user can retrieve or update data with flexible licensing for different applications. Then CAPEX and OPEX are the two different mm, part of cloud computing that where OPEX is more money prone means it requires more money for managing OPEX. Operational model means uh, the infrastructure of cloud would need to be developed. So this CapEx model means you buy some dedicated hardware over a period of time. So you can purchase a dedicated hardware that is one-time cost. But the issue will happen with the OPEX model. Means you have to manage that in cloud infrastructure, and you can have this OPEX model in terms of pay as when you use it. Means OPEX would be just like cloud computing. So the institutes and individuals are being shifting from CAPEX to OPEX. Means instead of they purchase their own commodity resources infrastructure, they are actually using the commodity storage system and services of other provider. Then the business is basically getting profited with all these things. Benefit of OPEX and why cloud. So the benefit of OPEX is basically related to the sharing of resources, first of all, the most important part. Then it actually improves the economic level. Then it avoids some upfront of infrastructure cost. Means suddenly there are hundreds of users which came up, and it will not ask the that there are capability of managing the more than 100 users or not, but you have to provide those 100 plus users with efficient infrastructure. There could be 1000 plus users, there could be 10,000 plus users, there could be 10 there could be 1 million plus users. So these are the uh, upfront means there are more number of users are coming up, and you have to manage according to them. So the main focus of all these things are basically of these things are to provide scalability. Then third point is code development instead of infrastructure development. So basically the whatever code that you build, you just deploy it on the server of a big company. So you don't need to bother about scaling and infrastructure part. You develop only the code like on the Google App Engine, and then you just deploy it on the Google servers. Thereafter, the fourth part is application that can run faster and then can improve the manageability, and that can have less maintenance and ensures the IT. Some of the adjustment with fluctuating some and unpredictable business demand. So the thing is that the adjustment that you have to do with fluctuating and unpredictable business demands. So we need to manage all these things. Means there are many changes happening in the unpredictable situation, and there are many users coming up. Then the cloud provider use actually pay as you go model. Means how much you use the resource, you have to pay according to that. Mm. Then the charge may be high if the administrator do not use those cloud. So the charges are high for that. Then there are reasons for the growth of cloud computing and availability of high capacity network and low cost computers, then storage device, hardware virtualization, service oriented architecture, utility computing. Then the reason behind for the growth of the cloud computing is the availability of high capacity network and low cost computers and storage device and hardware. Then the results that are would be generated are like cloud vendors can experience high growth rate annually. So there are various advantage of using cloud computing. Then the origin of the term is been started from is been unclear, and cloud are being used as a metaphor of internet. Then in 1950s, large-scale mainframe computers are there. Then in those CPU sharing time frame, mainframe became known as in industry for the time sharing and all these things. So in 1950s, large-scale mainframe and time-sharing computers (CPUs) are being evolved. Then in the mid 70s, the time sharing became popular, and the time sharing is being also known as remote job entries, resource uh, management was being done with that. Then in 1990s, there comes the telecommunication and point-to-point data circuit means networking came up. Then virtual private network also came up in that era, and then efficient bandwidth start growing. That if you have better bandwidth, then you'll have better network uh, resource accessing. Then big servers and big infrastructures are being started developing in 1990s. Then scientists and technologists are working on time sharing and large scale computing. Thereafter, code optimization for the infrastructure start taking place so that you'll have a better efficient processing of services on infrastructure. Thereafter, operating system platform, better operating system platform, and some applications for the better CPU scheduling. So all these things came up in 1990s. Thereafter, in since 2000 and in early 2008, there comes technology of eucalyptus, means as the first hype word or something for the cloud computing. Eucalyptus came up as a first open source infrastructure as a service part, and then AWS came up, which is Amazon Web Service, which is having API compatibility and deploying the private cloud. Then Open Nebula part becoming first open source for deploying private and hybrid cloud for the infrastructure for the federation of cloud in quality of service guarantees in cloud-based infrastructure. So there are various cloud quality of services that are being maintained uh, in the cloud-based infrastructure. Then in the Uh, 2006, Amazon started introducing Elastic Compute Cloud, and that Elastic Compute Cloud is basically the thing that has been came up, and in 2006, so in July 2010, there comes Rackspace hosting. NASA jointly launched OpenStack. So these are the new technologies which came up. Then in March 2011, some IBM Smart Cloud Framework and Support Smart Planet projects came up, and then the Oracle Cloud came up. Then in 2013, and Turing Award being given to the Leslie Lamport. So the Leslie Lamport is researcher of Microsoft, and he got the Turing Award in 2013 for the advancement of various algorithms and tools that are related to the applications that are being used in current cloud computing. Like in the 1978, he published a paper which is named as Time, Clock, and Ordering of Event in the Distributed Computing, which is now also known as multitasking of operating system. So he introduced something like he worked on something for the multitasking. Then it is one of the most cited paper in the history, means most cited research work in the history. Thereafter, Turing Award for the imposing some clear and well-defined coherence of seemingly chaotic behavior of distributed computing system in which several autonomous computer uh, communicate with each other by passing some of the message. And then Leslie Lamport devised some important algorithms and developed formal modeling and verification and protocol for improving the quality of real distributed systems. These contributions are basically very important for the improvement of current computer science technology or cloud computing technology. So that's why Leslie Lamport got the Turing Award. Thereafter, Google Vice President also appreciated Leslie Lamport for his significant contribution in terms of improving parallel and high performance computing systems and coherent algorithms. So it improves software reliability. Thereafter, it improves the implications of theoretical computer science community programming part. And also Harry Shum, who's Microsoft X uh, vice president, and he said that it is really appreciable for the contribution that he made for the growth of industry, especially for the cloud computing and distributed systems. Thereafter, the his paper on some Paxos is an actually something which built distributed computing that we use today. These are the main appreciation that and one of the appreciations that Leslie Lamport got from the after getting Turing Award. Thereafter, in the next class, we'll see cloud computing technologies. Okay, so we'll wind up over here. Thanks a lot. Any doubt or any question you can ask me. Any questions? I'll show the slides. You can ask me the question related to Turing Award or history about cloud computing, history about 90s, history about old history, very old history, and capex, opex. Anything you want to ask?
अबे क्या हो
Okay. So we'll. Hope there's no doubt. You can go. So the project part, you can have some examples are given in the YouTube link. Like if you go and see this. Hello friends. So we just start with our.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write essays that inspire,
So you can go and start watching from here. This is lecture one that we covered. This link contains the lecture one that we are discussing today, that we discussed today. And so you'll get the hint of the project work. So there are many project work which were being done earlier. So when you go to the uh, index number 49, so you'll get the information about this is for the research-based project. So this was the presentation of IEEE cloud computing. So, for example, when from 49 to the end of this uh, playlist, you will see there are many projects which are being developed by your seniors, and you can go and watch those presentations, and you'll get very fruitful information out of all these things. Okay. So any other doubt? Project work. Is it clear? Yashwant, is it clear about the project? Okay. So yes. Any other query? Any other doubt or any other thought? So how, any other thing that I will improve uh, in my communication or something, so that we'll have better content and course presentation. Anything else that you want to give feedback to me? Anyone? Okay, so from next time I'll speak more louder so that you'll have a clear audibility. Thanks for telling me. So we'll have better audibility, and I'll. Is it fine now? Is it okay? The way okay. So next time I'll try to be keep my mic closer to me, and I'll have a louder voice. Then any other feedback that you all want, anyone want to give? Okay, then we'll meet in the next class. Bye, all of you.